Hey guys, today I'm going to give you a spoiler. I'm going to hit you with another Bath Avenue story. So when I was a kid growing up, as you know, there were social clubs on every corner, every block. The Italian mafia was very big and very strong back then. And a wise guy was an ultimate wise guy. They always had a pair of slacks on, a nice shirt, a pinky ring, a bracelet, a stack of money in their pocket, their hair combed nice. They were always sharp. So my apartment building was 2 apartment buildings down from Bay 16th and Bath, off the corner of Frankie the Chico's club. Every time I passed that corner, there was all kinds of guys sitting outside, whether it was Old Man Gene, Old Man Carmine, Paulie Zach, Joe D. Ciso, Beansie, and a few other guys would be out there. Sally Sparrow, Anthony Sparrow, all these guys would be sitting outside on a chair. Some of the chairs would be backwards, sitting down. So there was this in particular guy, Joe D. Ciso, a.k.a. Joe Cis. He was a made guy in the families. I think it was the Gambino crime family. And he was a class act, this guy. If you looked at him, you would just think that he's a regular guy. Meanwhile, he was a Mad Hatter. Every time I said hello to him, I would say, "Good morning, Joe." And he would go, "How you feeling?" I would say, "I'm feeling good, thanks, Joe." He would say, "You have money in your pocket?" I said, "Not really." And he would throw me a 20. Sometimes he would even give me 100. You know, there was times he hit me with like 200, 300 at a time. Here, put that in your pocket. Don't walk around with your pockets empty. So these were the guys I looked up to. Real sweetheart of a guy to me. I was at his house a couple of times. He lived in between 19th Avenue and Shore Parkway. He had a son. We went to his house. He brought me and some of my friends, George Adamo, John Padone, and we would go to his house, and he would barbecue every so often. But we went to his house a couple of times. But he was a sweetheart of a guy. Then there was another guy called Beansie. His real name was John Campanella. He was another sweetheart of a guy. I remember him as a wise guy. Not sure if he was straightened out, but to me, he was straightened out. The last time I saw this guy was in Joe's cafeteria, sitting down with Georgie Conti and another fella. But this is many, many years ago. So at this time, I was a kid. This was the 1980s. And these guys were score guys. You would never think about it, but they were score guys. So Beansie, Campanella, and Joe Cis were their friends with Frankie the Chico. As you know, Frankie the Chico became the underboss of the Gambino crime family. He's the one who set up Paul Castellano, and he was the guy in my neighborhood. His father was a wise guy, and his grandfather was a wise guy. So Joe Cis and Beansie were score guys. That's how they made their money. They've been doing scores all their life. Joe Cis was also a Mad Hatter. He'll kill you in a minute. So as I was a kid, I heard these stories about them because the streets talk and stories get told in the street about who these guys were and the things they did. It was the early 1980s, 84, 85. At this time, everyone was talking about the Lufthansa heist back in Queens. That was nothing compared to the score that these guys pulled off. These guys pulled off a Wells Fargo heist in Manhattan on Houston Street and the West Streets back in 1984, 1985. There was 4 masked gunmen that day. I only know of 2 of them. I know one of them was Beansie and one of them was Joe Cis. What they did was they broke through a wall of the Wells Fargo When the employees came that night around 2 in the morning, they opened up the safe. The employees opened up the safe, and as they open up the safe, who jumps out and appears? 4 masked gunmen. 2 of them were Joe Sis and John Beansie Campanella. Now, this was a score of a lifetime. What they do was they tell the people, listen, we're only here for the money. Nobody's going to get hurt. They handcuff the people, the employees. They put them to the side. They start stacking up bags and bags of money, canvas bags, plastic bags of money, just throwing it in an armored truck, tossing in an armored truck, tossing it, tossing it, tossing it. They must have tossed in that truck maybe $30 to $40 million. Okay? They escape from that scene. They get in the truck and they drive the truck to underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, where 2 other cars are parked, or vans. Not sure if they were cars or vans, but they were stolen. And they start unloading the money into the vans. Now, they open up the back door, because there's 4 of them, so they open up the back door. They all get out. One guy is holding the back door as they're unloading these trucks. They're unloading them. They're tossing the money, and they're putting them in the vans or the trunks, in the cars, wherever they're putting them. As they're doing it, money is dropping on the floor. So one guy that's in the back that is tossing them to them, and they're escorting that money into the van, he gets out of the back of the armored truck. As he gets out, there's one guy holding the door, and they're tossing the money. One of the bags fall on the floor. As the bag falls on the floor, the guy that's holding the door goes to pick up the bag. As he goes to pick up the bag, the back door slams shut with the keys in the armored truck. Now, they left in the armored truck close to $20 million, maybe even more. On that score, they got away with $8 million, 4 guys. They couldn't get back into the armored truck, so they left the armored truck where it was. It was underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. This year was 1985. At this time, they make their escape. It was a score, clean score, well done, professional job. They split up the money, as I remember guys talking about it in the clubs and me hearing it as a kid. Beansie and Joe Sis, they were 2 of them that were involved in the score. They staked Frankie the Chico. They staked Georgie the Chico. They staked all the guys that was close to them. They made, with their end, maybe $2 million apiece. I remember older guys talking about Beansie's wife, how she was an angel and a sweetheart, and that Beansie had to give most of the money to her because Beansie would probably spend it all gambling. These 2 guys were legends in my neighborhood. Beansie John Campanella, he bought me my first sports jacket on 86th Street and Bay Parkway. There was a place over there, I'm not sure what the name was. It might have been George Richland's at the time, but it was a sports jacket suit place, and I went there one time with him and Bobby the Chico, and he bought me a sports jacket. He was a class act gentleman. You're never ever gonna see men like this again. After they did that score, every so often I would hear that they would take helicopter rides to Maine just to go eat fish. That's how much money they had. And even after that score, Joe Sis would still sit on the corner and he would still say hello to me every morning like nothing happened. These were the men that I grew up around. These were men's men. These were real wise guys at the time. So looking back on those days, those are the guys I grew up around. Those are the guys I wanted to be like. Joe Sis ends up dying, passing away in McKean Prison. Beansie, he ends up passing away a few years ago. I'm not sure what of. But these are guys I will never forget. They will go down in history. I ranked them a number 10. They were real wise guys and real men. And with that said, that's another Bath Avenue story for you today. I hope you liked it. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel, Jimmy Calandra, A Bath Avenue Story. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I got some merchandise coming out soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a mug, a shirt, and a hat all together as a package with something like this. I'm going to be in the package. It's going to be this, and it's going to have a little story in it, and I'm going to sign it, and that's going to be with a hat, a mug, and a shirt in a box. I send it to you. I'm not sure how much I'm going to charge yet. I'm not looking to destroy you guys or kill you guys, but I got some merch coming soon, so just look out for it. And like I said, please tell people to subscribe. I love you. And that's a Bath Avenue Story. Thanks again. Have a great Wednesday. Love you guys. Bye.